All right, time to tee up now our search interests in the number of White House staff departures under President Trump's second term. We've got Katherine Faulders here following the latest here from our D.C. bureau. Katherine, it is good to see you. People are searching right now, and they are looking to basically count how many have left. So how many have left?
Yeah, Gio, it's a good question. It's hard to track them in their entirety because you know that some of these employees are classified as special government employees or they have different roles, like Elon Musk did, for example, when he was there. But in terms of the cabinet, it's interesting to look at this cabinet. Now, you see them right there, but there are at least 4 members so far of the cabinet who have left. That's Pam Bondi, the former Attorney General, Kristi Noem, she's the head of the Department of Homeland Security, Lori Chavez DeRemer, the Labor Secretary, former Labor Secretary, and Tulsi Gabbard, who was the head of the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence. Now, they are all gone. Those are people who were previously in Trump's cabinet, and now there are others who are confirmed to serve in those roles. Now, it was interesting how they were rushed, if you will, a bit through confirmation. That's because who knows what will happen in the midterms, and this is perhaps more favorable Senate to confirm those members of the cabinet. So it has turned over quite a bit. We did expect some of this before the midterms, at least that was rumored, but those are at least the cabinet officials who have since departed since Trump took office.
Katherine, people are also searching. They want to know who was just removed from the White House. We see these names, James Braid, John Sarcone, becoming breakout searches right now. So is the White House saying anything about these departures?
Yeah, this is interesting because those are 2 very different cases, but people are searching for them. John Sarcone, he's a U.S. attorney in Albany, New York. Now, a court found that he was essentially not authorized for his role, that he was unlawfully appointed, if you will, that was violated under the Vacancies Act. He's still presumably there in some capacity. The administration, the Department of Justice is appealing that. They've made that very clear. Now, you mentioned James Braid. This one is an interesting one because this is right before the midterms. It's unclear at this point, I believe, where James Braid is going, but you see him right there in that photo, sitting there with J.D. Vance, for example. And he was essentially the administration's point guy on Capitol Hill. He was the head of the Office of Legislative Affairs in the White House. It's a big office. He's the one that's constantly negotiating with Capitol Hill. We heard all about the One Big Beautiful Bill, for example. He was leading the charge on that. So it's an unusual departure to happen right before the midterms. The verdict's still out, of course, on who will replace him. Obviously, he runs a big office inside the White House, but still an unusual departure. The White House, of course, is wishing him the best. The president posted on his social media platform that he would be leaving. Not clear who's going to replace him.
And we know Carolyn Leavitt is leaving at the end of the month for White House press secretary. Do we know anything about anyone else? Because we are seeing names like Scott Jennings.
Yeah, so I'm told by sources that this process is still in the early phases, that there doesn't seem to be a point person who they want to have replace her. But you mentioned Scott Jennings. He's a conservative political commentator. He appears on television often to defend the Trump administration. He is somebody who's being talked about because he has had meetings with the White House. So we'll see if it ultimately is him. But no decision on that yet.